From the Bob Mills Weather Center, meteorologist Stephen Nehrenz.
Keeping an eye on this next storm system. We've been watching it all week, right? Bringing us severe weather threats tomorrow. Of course, going to bring some more rain to parts of the area that we desperately need. Drought outlook, as we know, has been bad for a while. This was the outlook from 2 weeks ago with extreme to exceptional drought area-wide. This is today's outlook. Of course, about a week and a half or so ago, we had that big widespread rain event. We had 3 to 5 inches of rain in our far eastern counties, and since then we had some rains late last weekend that added on top of that. So you can see we've dropped back to moderate drought. Northwest Arkansas, far eastern Oklahoma. So improvement in our far eastern counties, but unfortunately you get about west to Highway 69, and we are still in those 2 worst drought stages. Those amounts have been lower the further west you've gone. So we are looking forward to some heavy rains, locally heavy rains tomorrow, but it's going to be heavier for some than others. So that storm system kind of winding up on us here late overnight into very early tomorrow morning. A few strong to severe storms in western, northwestern Oklahoma. Not a lot, but there'll probably be a few severe storms, and then that threat pushes over to our area tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. Pretty much everywhere across green country where you see that yellow shading and especially orange shading, this is where that severe risk is a little higher tomorrow afternoon and evening. South of I-40, that's where kind of more the severe weather parameters with both the wind shear and the instability line up a little bit better in a not so good way as far as storms becoming a little more intense. Rainfall amounts, we'll get to this in more detail here in a moment, but again, the further west you go, the amounts will likely be lower, under an inch. The further east you go, where we've had better rains already, once again could be 1 to 2 inch totals, if not a little higher locally with these storms Friday, because they'll get fired up kind of starting along I-35, and so some spots will miss out on the heavier downpours until that line firms up and pushes east during the day Friday. Of course, that comes with the severe weather threats. And we're out ahead of the system today, but kind of getting ramped up here with the moisture increasing, clouds increasing, winds increasing as well. That was a look from Jinx. Now the Muskogee shot just dropped off. But again, there have been some the pockets of sunshine that will continue to work their way through. Gusty winds today. Gusty winds continue this evening as well. So for the Thursday night football games, we're still going to have 25-mile-an-hour gusts, if not a little bit stronger. And then the winds continue to stay strong into Friday, if not a little stronger, until that cold front arrives Friday evening and Friday night and brings us northwest winds. So highs today, mid to upper 70s. Of course, sunnier spots, a little warmer. Jinx and Bixby, this game's always been scheduled for Thursday, but for this game or any game outside this evening, temperatures just fine. We're going to hold around 70 degrees, but those gusty south winds, a slight chance for some pockets of drizzle to move through. So those games, low 70s this evening, 60s generally tomorrow for games that are still going to happen on Friday, but once again, it looks stormy, particularly by, the 7 o'clock time frame east of Tulsa is where those storms look to be still ongoing. The rain timeline as we head into tomorrow, again, kind of, I think, drizzly Friday morning, and then by midday Friday into the afternoon, storms become much more likely. But then in Tulsa, the chance will diminish pretty quickly, I think, during the evening hours of Friday. Let's put that all together on Future View for you. There's those drizzly conditions to start the day. And then by midday, a few storms firing near I-35, and this timeline has continued to speed up as far as when storms will be most likely. Friday, mid to late afternoon, severe storms developing, wind and hail, and even, yes, an isolated tornado threat. And look how quickly that pushes to the east Friday evening. So again, wind and hail, locally heavy rain, the bigger threats. Tornado threat, we do have to watch this pretty closely, especially in southeastern Oklahoma. We can't rule out a few tornadic type storms developing. So be weather aware tomorrow afternoon and evening. Saturday, cooling off, and really a nice weekend ahead of us with more above normal temperatures again early next week.